to say I'm a little apprehensive after those 4 speeches, but we'll give it a go anyway. Who are you? Has anybody really ever asked that question? I mean, who you really are? Fellow Toastmasters, I'm here this morning to share a unique event that happened to me, an event so profound that it changed my direction in life. An event that I want to share with you because I believe that we all should experience the event that I experienced, because I think the change in your life as it changed in mine will have a great impact and will be a great benefit for all. It all started with a question. I was in the Himalayas on a backpacking expedition about 1.5 years ago, and our target goal was the base camp of Mount Everest. We were on day 5 of a 9-day expedition, and our guide called us out for the morning huddle. Every morning before we would take off on the day's hike, we would have a huddle, kind of go over the itinerary of the day, the travel plans, etc., where we would be eating lunch. So our guide called us all in a circle, and he was going over the events, and he said, today while you're on the trail, first of all, he said, today is going to be a quiet day. When he said quiet day, when we would be on the trail, everybody would be quiet, just kind of go within, if you will. So today was a quiet day. And he said, today I want you to ask yourself a question while you're on the trail. And he says, it's up to you. You don't have to do this, but if you want to do this, go ahead. And he said, the question is, I want you to ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? 3 words, very easy words, who am I? And he said, you may or may not get an answer right away, but if you want to keep going, go ahead. If you don't feel that you need to keep going, you don't have to. Let me back up a little bit. Our guide turned out to be a very good friend of mine. Our guide is a very spiritual type of man. He's the oldest man in North America to summit Mount Everest. He did that at the age of 69. He just got back from summiting all 7 of the highest peaks on all 7 continents to be the oldest man in the world to do that. He's now 73, 74. So when he talks, people listen, right? So I decided to take him up on his offer. And I remember specifically that morning, we were on a rocky, jagged glacier. The sun was just peeking up over the different mountains, and it was just melting the newly fallen snow from the night before. So there was a haze, almost like a mystic haze in the area. So after a few more items that he talked to us about, we all put our backpacks on, grabbed our trekking poles, and we proceeded on our journey. I wish Daryl's mountain was up there. So we were on switchbacks. So the mountain's like this. Instead of going straight up the mountain, you're on switchbacks. So you kind of climb that mountain. So I specifically remember taking off, and there's some jagged peaks on my left, and then a sheer drop-off on my right. So I'm thinking to myself, who am I, huh? Well, at that point, I was this little peon in the middle of the Himalayas, just this awesomeness around me, and I thought, yeah, that's who I am. So I kept walking. I really didn't take it too seriously. And so finally, after an hour or so into the hike, I said, okay, who am I? So the first answer that came out, well, I'm a son. Okay, I'm a son. And I thought, well, that's stupid. You know, of course you're a son because you're here, and everybody's either a son or a daughter, right? What kind of crap is this, you know? All right, so I asked myself again, and came out that I'm a father. Who am I? I'm a father. I got 2 beautiful kids at home who are right now, 7:30 in the morning, who are right now, 2 o'clock in the morning, are in bed. So I got 2 kids at home. Wonderful. Okay, where's this taking me? Had a little more patience, kept asking. I contemplated this question for 3 or 4 hours. And finally I got to the point where I had no more answer. I ran through. Everybody remembers the movie Shrek. The donkey and Shrek are talking, and Shrek says to the donkey, ogres are like onions. We're layers. And that's what it felt like to me. Every question that I asked was a layer. I was peeling away the layer. And finally I got, there was no more onion. And I finally got it. Everything that I had thought that I was, my house, my car, my job, what I looked like, what people thought of me, all of a sudden, that stuff made not a bit of sense to me. It was like the leash was taken off of me and I was free. I would like for you all to maybe take some quiet time later on. You know, Anand had a thing on meditation a month or so ago. Maybe get quiet somewhere in a room. Maybe go on your way to work, and I urge you to ask yourself this question, who am I? And then just keep asking until you come to the place that I came to.